Good afternoon to all. Today I am going to teach you the play Events, Trace and O-Level X. It's written by Colin Texter. This is an interesting story to read. The story is revolving around a prisoner called Evans. He was trying to qualify an examination, O-level examination. As a prisoner, he was not able to apply directly. He approached the prison authorities and they made a request to the examination board. Considering all the available options, he was given an opportunity to take the test. But things went wrong. The prisoner exploited the opportunities to escape from the prison. What might be the reason behind it, and who helped him, and what were the resources that really helped Evans to escape? We will learn all the basics one by one. Here, Evans made a statement that I may surprise everybody. So this was a great clue, and the administrators had a different point of view and opinion about the prisoner. Evans the break. So their calculations and opinion about the prisoner was right. Even then, they failed to administer him. Let's find out the reasons and let's find out how circumstances helped him to escape. Collins' dictionary describes the O-level exam as the basic level of the general certificate of education. So qualification, academic qualification. Characters: the secretary of the examination board, the governor of Hutchin prison, James Evans, the protagonist, prisoner, Mr. Jackson, a prison officer, Mr. Stephens, a prison officer, the invigilator, Reverend S. McLeery, the carter, detective superintendent, Mr. Bell, detective chief inspector. O-level exam for James Roderick Evans. The play starts with a serious discussion between the prison authorities, and they came to know that, and they were discussing about the kind of request from the prisoner. They received an unusual, actually the examination board received an unusual request from Oxford prison to conduct an exam for a prisoner for O-level exam. So their preparations were underway based on all the available opportunities, all the available factors to consider his request. He had shown great interest on taking O-level exams, and he took nearly 6 months time to learn the things related to the exam from the German teacher. James Roderick Evans is considered a persistent, nagging presence. According to the record of the prison, he was not involved in any kind of violence. He showed only pleasant behavior. Congenial kleptomaniac character was shown. So he was highly mentally disturbed. From an earlier instance, he was trying to escape from the prison. So he is called the break. So to conduct such exam, they considered Parson from St. Mary Mag's. So before commencing the examination, the German teacher wished him for the success. Exactly on 7th June, Monday at 8:30 p.m., German teacher wished him at a recreational block. So this is the starting point of the great event, escape, a misdeed. So one has to understand this particular incident. He had no other external resource except the German teacher. James Roderick events. He was administered by the prison officer Mr. Jackson. According to Roderick Evans, he had a tiny core of compassion towards him. He considered his relation something like a friend. He was administering in the D wing. James always wore filthy looking red hat, so he was asked to prepare for the exam with a neat attire. Cleanliness has to be maintained by cutting nails or shaving the beard under the supervision of Mr. Jackson. He had spent more than 2 hours with him because he had tried to escape from the recreational block early. So to avoid any untoward incident, the possessions of the Evans were taken by prison officer. The governor of the prison had a different opinion about him, that he didn't have the knowledge of the topic adjectives. Reverend Stuart McLeery got everything ready for the exams. He had checked the weather conditions before proceeding. His attire was black overcoat. He carried a small suitcase. In that, the exam materials were neatly arranged. Question paper, invigilation form, special authentication card from the examination board, and Bible and current copy of the Church Times. Here some items are missing, so that led him a great misery. Exactly at 9:15 a.m. the exam had to start. As per the instruction, they had planned to conduct the test for 2 hours. Table and chair were arranged by Stephens. Evans was given a warning that he had to behave himself. So examiners also took all the precautionary efforts with a careful manner. They were taken to the venue of the exam in 3-layer security arrangements. Through proper channel, they were taken to the prison. Mr. Jackson greeted Stephens, and McLeery was taking care of the events. The entire arrangement was really tight. A buck was used to administer the venue. Governor cautioned Mr. Jackson before commencement of the exam. At any point of time, they suspected that he might try to escape. The utmost silence should be observed by the entire officers. So this was the instruction given by the administrators. But they had a suspicious look on Evans always. Might Evans try to take advantage of McLeery? Jackson was also directed to get Stephens out of the cell. So this is the another loophole that led Evans to escape. In the absence of some officers, he might try to do something. The clues. We have to remember the clues given by the prisoner himself. Handkerchief he used, white linen, the buck. The buck was also used to escape. Some kind of instructions were given, some kind of advice was also given, so he used that. Jackson gave a clue. Center code, the examination paper, and all the credentials of the exam also had a great clue. The precaution steps taken by the entire administrators were getting rid of the potential weapon from the prisoner. Any kind of suspicious objects were collected or confiscated from the prisoner. Mr. Jackson checked every object McLeery also had brought, because they had a suspicion that he might also help Evans. Do you mind telling me why you have brought this, sir? So he was questioned for bringing a semi-inflated rubber ring. He answered that he had some physical illness, so like piles, so he had to comfort himself by sitting on it, so that he had brought that. The governor instructed Jackson to move Stevens away immediately. Once they started, they asked him to move away the Stephens because the examinee considered such presence would disturb him a lot. So exam began at 9:25 a.m. January 21 or 11. The assistant secretary with the special responsibility for modern languages reported that a correction slip was also missing in the package. So corrections were made. This is another clue was given by the entire proceedings. The clue that we get, this gives us an impression that they had a serious loopholes in the prison and in their arrangements. It's not a normal code, German, the subject name or code. It is referring to some other things also. At 22:11, they had to finish. So one more precautions were also made with the examiners. They had to leave the cell immediately. 25:11, the governor heard the final exchanges between the examiner and examinee. Stevens observed everything. The grey regulation blanket. Something happened with the examinee, because earlier he told that he was not feeling comfortable due to the climatic conditions, so he had to wear the coat. It actually slipped from the soldiers, red blood dripped. Finally they came to know that it was not Evans but McLeery was deeply wounded. So the authorities made an immediate arrangement for the medical assistance, providing the medical assistance. While going, he was trying to say that a photocopy sheet superimposed the last page of the question paper. So the governor of the prison tried to read that, and it was written in German. He also knows how to understand the German text. The plan, the secret plan. Something must be done before the end of the examination. Don't hit him too hard. Don't overdo Scott's accent. So these were the sayings of the secret information passed to the events in the form of a correction slip. Carter, the superintendent, queried about all the proceedings and where did they go wrong. All those things were inquired. McLeery Evans told that he might be at Elsfield Way. He had suspects that someone from examination board might have helped Evans. The blunders. What were the blunders committed by officers? Evans had a little walk to the main gates. Stevenson predicted that he might have a little walk to the main gate. Point number one. Point number two, at 20:11, Evans tried to contact the examination board through telephone or some other procedures. And Jackson was also seriously criticized for lack of skills in administration. He spent nearly 2 hours with Evans' cell earlier. He was able to conceal the false bird, spectacles, or dog collar, clerical paraphernalia. How such thing was possible for Evans without help, without the assistance of the authorities? So the prison authorities were blamed for such mistake while conducting the test. Steps taken by the governor. He was trying to chase Evans. He contacted the police officer. Superintendent Carter reported that McLeery spotted the Evans and he is at Ratcliffe to take the medication. He started chasing, but Evans was on his way to Newbury. So this was predicted by the transcript. This was predicted by the clue given in the question paper. They actually read the Oxfordshire map. What happened in the prison? Now, apart from this, the authorities inside the prison made a discussion about it. According to the impression, Evans impersonate McLeery. They chased Evans, and finally they came to know that he is in the Golden Line. So where the governor went and queried about all the proceedings, he was trying to learn things from him by questioning about the correction slip, the blood, the index number, the center number, the survey map for Oxfordshire. All those ways, because he was given a clear-cut instruction how to escape from the prison with a careful manner. Every minute detail was given, time to time. First, a call from the examination board to move the Stephens away from the prison. Second one, the correction slip, that also carried some instruction. Third thing is the blood. How did they get the blood? And then finally, after moving the Oxfordshire map, the revelation by Evans. Pins of blood was used to create an impression that he had a serious injury. And rubber ring was also used to keep such blood, and trisodium citrate was used to stop the blood from the clotting. German teacher, earlier, the first instance, German teacher might have helped all this before beginning such an unprecedented and untoward incident. So finally they came to know that they were proceeding to Newbury. So the entire play talks about an intelligent way of executing a plan by prisoner in the name of taking the test. And to understand such events, one needs to employ analytical skill, interpretation skill, and observatory skills. That alone will help us to know what happened with such people. They were curious, they were able to understand, they were able to predict, but they failed to execute, they failed to react. So the prison authorities were helpless, but finally they were able to conclude, finally they were able to achieve the best result. Thank you. At the end, the governor made all the arrangement to take him to the prison with the help of prison van, but he was able to escape from his plan. Actually, the vehicle of the prison was the outcome of his own arrangement. Evans made all the arrangement to escape from the prison once again in a cleverer way. Even in the second attempt, the governor and the entire prison authorities failed to catch him red-handed.